and welcome to CUNY Salutes, Valedictorians, and Salutatorians. I'm Tina Beth Pina from CUNY TV, and it is such an honor to moderate this virtual event celebrating some of the best and brightest students from our 25 campuses. Now, all of you pressed on during the global pandemic that we're experiencing, and today we're here to celebrate your accomplishments and your resilience. And you should all be very proud of yourselves, ladies. We're also making this celebration that much sweeter by having our Chancellor, Félix Matos Rodríguez, join us and chat with some of our newest CUNY alumni. Chancellor, welcome and thank you for joining us.
I wouldn't miss this for the world. Thank you, Tina Beth, and I'm so proud to be with all of you here today. Congratulations, you've shown incredible perseverance in graduating at the very top of your class in this historic moment, and the class of 2020 will be remembered for years to come. And obviously it was not just hard work in this last year, because that means that you've been working hard even before. But I'm so happy that you took time to participate in this event. I will tell you that normally we would have had a reception in which I've had the chance to meet the ones of you that I don't know, and maybe get to meet some of your family members, your parents, your loved ones. And I truly miss that. So I thank you for giving me the gift of allowing me to participate, getting to know you a little bit through this ceremony, and look forward to the time where we can all physically come together and celebrate and get to know each other. So incredibly proud of what you have done, and I'm happy to be participating here today.
Chancellor, what do you think it is about CUNY that attracts these students to the 25 campuses?
I think in many cases, there is a recognition of the brand of the campus. People realize that it's known for quality. For some students that know exactly what they want to do, they know that in this school, the nursing program or the education program or the computer science program is really, really excellent. Sometimes the students are not that sure of which way their journey is going to take them, but they know that there's quality in the CUNY brand. Our students are, incredibly smart, and they can do their calculation, and they also know they're getting a big bang for their buck by coming to CUNY, that they can get a first-rate education without having to go into debt heavily and do things that might impede other parts of their journey as they progress and maybe seek graduate degrees. So many roads. The joy for me is that in hearing the stories from the students, whatever the road was that led you to your CUNY campus, you made it home when you got there, and you made the best out of it, and that's incredible news here.
Absolutely. Now I want to hear from some of the ladies that are here today. Gabrielle from City Tech, what brought you to CUNY?
What really struck me about CUNY was the diversity of the student body, as well as the smaller class sizes. Because when I transferred to CUNY, it was from a large private university. So you're talking lecture halls with over 200 students. And so in that environment, it was hard to get that personalized attention from your professors. So having those smaller class sizes just made it easier to approach professors and get the attention I needed.
What about you, Catherine from Macaulay and Baruch?
It's so great to be here. So for me, I would say I was really interested in an academic experience that would span beyond the walls of the classroom. And given that New York City is arguably the greatest city in the world, I knew that a university located in the city would allow me to actually take advantage of the many resources and opportunities here. And I've found that my experience at CUNY has allowed me to do just that. I've had the opportunity to network with so many professionals, to take advantage of the art and culture in the city, and really just see what is out there in the city beyond just my academic experience in the classroom.
Blasina from Hostos, what about you?
What brought me to CUNY was the, I guess it was the path I could see more possible for someone who's been out of school for 30 years. Going back to school was very intimidating to me after all that time. And CUNY had this welcoming environment, and on top of being very affordable and diverse. The moment I start going to class, it was just like being home. I felt immediately reconnected with school. The transition was very smooth, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, CUNY just really helped me realize this dream that I had been postponed for so long.
What about you, Lauren, at Medgar Evers?
Hi everyone, it's a pleasure to be here. So I'm an immigrant from St. Lucia, which is a small island in the Caribbean. And I think on a subconscious level that I might have chosen CUNY even before I knew that's what I was doing. The reason I say so is because my sister had migrated when I was a young girl, and she had migrated to the US and she was studying at Medgar Evers. So when I came here now, I had the opportunity to visit Medgar Evers, and I felt immediately a sense of community. Also, they were offering the courses that I was interested in, and it was close to home, which was very good for me because I am a single mother of 2 boys.
Wow, that's something. And being a single mom, that's hard, going to school and raising your family.
Yes.
What about you, Zainab, in Brooklyn College? What attracted you to CUNY?
Probably when I realized that I wanted to become a doctor, which was, senior year of high school, or like the summer before senior year. I kind of saw people around me in their struggle to kind of, go through the med school application process and, go through the interview process, and even just, getting an acceptance was really difficult. So I decided that personally for me, it would be better to invest my time at that point in high school. So I went in the direction of combined bachelor's and medical programs. So I applied to like a bunch all over the East Coast, and I was really lucky to be accepted to the BAMD program with Brooklyn College and SUNY Downstate College of Medicine. So I was extremely honored to be part of that group of 15 students, and I immediately accepted and came to Brooklyn College.
Chancellor, how awesome are hearing all these stories, single parents, people coming from all over the world, people waiting 30 years to finish their education. How does it make you feel when you hear these stories?
Well, it just gives you the sense that there's not one path in CUNY, right? And that we can sort of bring all these wonderful stories. As an island person myself, from the Caribbean, I can connect with that experience, coming from Puerto Rico. I love also the anecdote about the connection with the faculty. One of the things that I miss in my administrative role is not teaching. I came to CUNY as a history professor. I started my career at Hunter. And I can tell you to this day, they're students of mine. Some are faculty at CUNY and some other places. With many I stay in touch, and been to their weddings and gotten out to their babies. So that connection brings as much satisfaction to the students as it does to the faculty member that also benefits from that. So delighted to hear so many different ways, and again that idea that whatever it was, you found home, you found an anchor that allow you to grow and fulfill your dream. So that's music to my ears.
So we'll go to Sparkle from Bronx Community College. What has been your proudest moment when you've been at CUNY?
I immigrated to the United States about 3 years ago, and because I was going into a new educational system, I was really nervous and anxious about the whole thing. But through my time there, my professors have helped me to gain a lot of opportunities. One of the proudest moments was when I got accepted to the Kaplan Leadership Program by the Kaplan Educational Foundation. And I got that honor because my professors helped me to get it. So I had people from all the different offices helping me to write the application. And that's like the moment when I actually knew that my professors always wanted me to succeed.
What about you, Adina from Queens College? What's your proudest moment?
The summer after my junior year, I got to intern with Whitney, Women's Technology New York, and I did some work with a social technology group at Cornell University. I also applied to graduate schools, and I will be attending MIT in the fall, and that's something that I'm really excited about and I'm really proud of. But I think beyond my on-paper accomplishments, I've just learned so much from being Queens College, from being around such a diverse student body, and just the socially aware person that I come and the educated person I've become that personal transformation to me is the thing that I'm most proud of.
MIT, woof, my hat's off to you. That's very good. What about you, Aisha from Lehman College? What are you most proud of?
The first thing that comes to mind is my study abroad experience. When I started college, I never thought I could go study abroad to a foreign country. I went to Italy, studied Italian, completed the language requirement. But what I love is that our accomplishments, the things that we do, we are encouraged by the faculty, by our friends at CUNY to take these opportunities, and they push us into these positions, and then we grow so much from them. And I'm also attending graduate school in the fall, and that's a really big accomplishment for me. I'm going to Boston University to study speech pathology, so I'll see you in Boston.
Onwards and upwards, very nice. Tiffany, your proudest moment?
My proudest moment is being able to finish college with such a high GPA and being able to go and pursue my dreams after while still being able to be a mother to my daughter. And I truly don't think I would be able to do that if I didn't come to CSI.
What about you, Javaria? What's your proudest moment?
So for me, I started college after a gap of 10 years, and I'm a mother of 2. I had many achievements, but my favorite one was best expressed by my daughter when I was applying to colleges. And thank God I mostly got accepted to every college I applied to. So, but I'm attending Yale in the fall. But actually, when I was applying, I was a little terrified, like, what if I don't get accepted? And my daughter said, "Mom, why wouldn't you get accepted? You broke the record of having the highest number, 52 minor credits in the history of your college." And I was like, that was the most proud moment that my daughter thinks of me like that, and I set a good example for her. So I was like, even if I don't get accepted, I know I have I'm so proud of myself that this is what my daughter thinks of me. So that moment was so proud for me.
Wow, well, congratulations. Chancellor, what do you think of all these stories? It's an amazing story after story after story.
I'm actually holding tears. Hearing your stories, and I'm just incredibly proud. And I guess what I would like to say is that I'm so happy we have this opportunity together, but to make sure that whenever the time is right, that those stories that you keep telling them, first because they tell who you are, and we should celebrate you, and we should encourage you as you move forward. And also people need to hear them. I think that you've probably been in times when you've been down, and maybe you had doubt, or maybe things were not going so well, and you needed some of those stories to tell you that you could do it. So I hope that you do that, and you use your story to inspire others. I'm inspired here today. I just so incredibly proud of all of you, so moved, and actually optimistic, because if you guys are moving into the world to make it better, to change it, all the old folks like me are going to be in a good place.
You ladies have been quite inspiring, to say the least. That's the word that comes to mind. And I think a story that will help inspire other people that are watching this are sharing with us any obstacles that you've overcome to get to where you've been, and also to continue where you're going. So Isabel, tell me about any obstacles that you might have overcome that you want to share with us.
I grew up in a suburb that was not diverse in any sense of the word. In a lot of spaces, I was the only person of color in classrooms, on sports teams, and it always made me feel like I just didn't belong, or I was the other in a lot of groups. And I think coming to CCNY, which is one of the most diverse campuses, all CUNY campuses are, it really made me reclaim my identity as the daughter of immigrants, reclaim my story and be proud of who I was and my culture. And now that I go out into, I work in architecture now, so that is not a diverse profession in terms of gender or race. So I feel like my CUNY and CCNY experience has given me the confidence to now go out into the world, and even though places are not that diverse, I now have this confidence to always be who I am and be true to myself.
Yeah, no, that's very, very true. What about you, Erin McDermott? What have been some of your obstacles?
My obstacles have largely been self-doubt. And I've struggled a long time with imposter syndrome and feeling like I don't deserve the things that even I have accomplished on my own merits. And coming to CUNY and dealing with job search process and seeing all the wonderful accomplishments of my fellow classmates has helped me realize that I deserve the things that I earn for myself and that I can do what I set my mind to.
What about you, Lisa Sheridan?
When I first applied to CUNY SPS, my application was rejected. Like a lot of my peers, I came after a long break. I'm actually graduating 41 years after my high school graduation when my application got rejected, and I went and did all kinds of homework to prove my worthiness to be a CUNY student. So here I am today.
That's awesome.
College is about self-advocating.
What about you, Gina Faye? Any obstacles that you had to encounter?
The obstacle of being able to work and pay, and I think I can support the self-doubt after years of being away from school and coming back as an adult learner, saying, can I do this? And being able to financially not be so overwhelmed that you choose to walk away, but instead feeling supported, feeling that there's an advocacy for students of all financial backgrounds to give them the opportunity to overcome, get a higher education, and to be able to succeed in ways they never thought imaginable.
What about you, Anne Marie? I don't think I've spoken to you yet. Any obstacles that you had to overcome?
Sure. So I'd say I know somebody mentioned before that one of the issues they struggled with was imposter syndrome. I also had a similar issue because I am a woman pursuing a career in technology. So at first it was a little difficult for me to acclimate to that sort of environment that was entirely male dominated. But there are so many resources at CUNY like Whitney that helped me kind of make it through that hurdle and realize my full potential.
The resilience in the group, the desire to overcome whatever sort of came your way is really, really inspiring, and it's a theme in CUNY, it's a theme in public higher education. I think I've shared with many of you that I hear your stories, and for me, it's personal, not because I necessarily went through that, but because that's the story of my parents that came from poor background, and a public higher education allowed them to become engineer and a school teacher, and that allowed them to give my brothers and I better things that has allowed me to. So I hear those stories and I connect with that first door of opportunity.
Just one last question for all of you. What advice would you give to young little girls out there, or anyone out there who maybe thinks college isn't for them, or their dreams have passed, they can't pursue it because they're a mom, or they're 30 years, 40 years out of school and they can't go back? What advice do you all have for them?
I would say, do not fear, because one of the things that kept me out of college for such a long time was fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and that fear would just cripple you. You just have to take one step at a time. The thing with CUNY is you can go on your own schedule depending on where you're going. It's flexible, so don't be afraid.
I think the key word is that, is precisely, do not fear. I have to definitely agree with that, because I am a big example of that. For years, I waited and waited and didn't want to take the first step because I didn't know if I was going to fit in. I was afraid to be with younger peers. And after that, in my particular case, I did not go to school in this country. I'm from the Dominican Republic. And 30 years, well, now 33 years ago, that's when I graduated from high school. So connecting that with a new educational system, and being that English is my second language, it was very difficult. But the moment I took my first step forward and everything started opening up for me, I realized that it wasn't as difficult and as complicated as I was seeing it. So my advice is just like it was said before, take one step at a time, but start walking firmly in direction to your dreams. And CUNY is the perfect place to start.
I want to hear everybody's story, but we've run out of time, unfortunately. But I do want to hear from the Chancellor one last time, if you have any final words for these brand new alumni and their ongoing journey and futures.
Well, I just want to say thank you. I was inspired when I read a little bit about you in preparation for this. Now I'm all emotional, and I thank you because as you know, we continue to sort of face challenging times, and you know, where I sit, there's a lot of decisions that need to be made, and how are we going to be open in the fall and thinking about safety? I mean, all these things that are in all our minds, right? As we think about and so yesterday was a rough day, and you've made all the difference in the world. And as I knew that you would, because that's where I normally get my energy. So thank you on a personal note for that. Keep sharing those stories. We need them, and we probably need them more than ever in our country. I urge you to stay connected to your campus and to CUNY. We need those alumni voices coming back and letting people know what they can do and giving them a sense of what the roadmap is. Wherever you go, hire and take and encourage that other CUNY students are part of your community, of your work, and of your graduate programs. Obviously, if those places are smart, they will see your talent, and we want to have more of that. But you know, as we break doors of entry, we need to make sure that other people come behind us, and I charge you with that. Muchas felicidades a todos, coming also from someone whose English is not his first language, and like many of you. But again, what an inspired group. What a great collection of people. I hope that I get to meet you all in person whenever the conditions allow it to. I wish you the very best in your journey, and you give out hope, you give out energy, you give out all the positive energy that we need. And I hope that many wonderful things keep coming your way because you and your loved ones and your family deserve it all. Así que congratulations again, and thank you for the gift of this hour with you.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank all of you. I completely concur with what the Chancellor is saying. And thank you, Chancellor, for joining us today. And to the valedictorians and salutatorians who were able to be a part of this event, and to all our other honorees who weren't able to join us today. What you all have accomplished is remarkable. And each and every one of you should be very, very proud of yourselves. Congratulations. For CUNY TV, I'm Tina Beth Pina.